stuff like that. So I'm just gonna jump right in while drinking some coffee. So if you're interested, just keep watching. So the first book I do tend to read more than one book at a time. That's just kind of what I do. I guess it's like some people watch TV shows. Read different books. So this one is called The Push, and I am about I would say almost one half done with this book, and it's very interesting, and it just took a very interesting twist. Um, it's about a mother who has a child, and it's basically about her past and about her basically being a mother. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm gonna, kind of leave it kind of pretty open wide here. But if you like psychological thrillers, if you are interested in like relationship dynamics, this will be a good book to pick up. And the twist that just happened I did not see that coming. And yeah, I'm really intrigued by what's going to happen next. And it has very high reviews. Next, I'm also reading No Exit. So once I got this book, I started reading it immediately. People say that this is a book that basically kind of if you're kind of in a reading slump, you should pick up this book. Also, look at my janky bookmarks. I just picked up some bookmarks actually because I'm using like this. And I haven't really gotten to anything interesting, so I'm only about like 1/8 through this book. But basically people say that it's like has full twists and turns. And I'm really excited to get to the part where people are like, there's a lot of surprises and there's a lot of suspense. So basically, I am very intrigued into getting to the point where this book gets really interesting. Of course, I'll have reviews on all these once I'm done. So this book is called Stubbornly Refuse to Make Yourself Miserable About Anything. So this I bought a while ago, and I was going to go sell it at Half Price Books. And this book is by Albert Ellis. He's a PhD. Yeah, it's just, this is a kind of book that I would need to sit down and take notes. So I always kind of put off, but I feel like if I read it thoroughly, it would really help me. I read it, like kind of skimmed it one time, and it was pretty interesting. I don't think I really retained anything. This is like really a book that you have to study. So I'm gonna definitely, when I have like free time, I'll definitely read this. I'm glad I didn't sell it though. I also considered selling this book, The Power of Story. This was recommended to me by a life coach who's one of my friends. She's not my life coach. And she said this book is like life changing and that she does like a full course based off of this book. So something about, I don't know, maybe I just don't like the cover. I don't know. I think there was a lot of like Jesus references too. There's just like stuff like this in the book, like a lot of like empty space to write. And that actually turns me off for some reason. And a lot of like personal stories. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know, kind of preachy. Like there's like, you know, there's spiritual, mental, emotional, physical. Like, I don't know, when I see stuff like that, I'm like, okay, I don't know. It seems like kind of a buzzkill book, but it probably is really helpful. I'll attempt to read it and let you know. If not, I'll just sell it. Next is a book that I ordered from Amazon, and this is called The Family Upstairs. So this is an instant New York Times bestseller, and this is called, it's an Indie Next Pick, Book of the Month Club pick. Soon after her birthday, Libby Jones returns home from work to find the letter she has been waiting for 25 years. She rips it open with one driving thought: I am finally going to know who I am. She learns not only the identity of her birth parents, but also that she is the sole inheritor of their abandoned mansion on the banks of the Thames. Everything in Libby's life is about to change, but what she can't possibly know is that others have been waiting for this day as well, and she is on a collision course to meet them. In the family upstairs, the master of bone-chilling suspense brings us the can't-look-away story of three entangled families living in a house with the darkest of secrets. So there's a lot of authors that I enjoy really saying this book rocks, like B.A. Paris. I really love B.A. Paris. She wrote Behind Closed Doors, which is a really good book. Yeah, so Ruth Ware. I've seen so many books. I've not read anything from Ruth Ware, but she has so many books that are like published. So Ruth Ware, I've heard of her, and I've heard of All the Missing Girls and The Woman in the Window. I have not read All the Missing Girls or The Woman in the Window, but obviously these should be next on my list. So I have a lot of mystery books as well as some psychology books. So as I said, I love the author B.A. Paris. She wrote my favorite book, one of my favorite books, Behind Closed Doors, and I saw this at Half Price Books. It's called The Breakdown. If you can't trust yourself, who can you trust? Cass is having a hard time since the night she passed the car in the woods. It was on the winding rural road in the middle of a downpour, and a woman was sitting inside. The woman who would be found dead. She's been trying to put the crime out of her mind. What could she have done, really? It's a dangerous road to be in the middle of a storm, and Cass probably would have been hurt herself if she'd stopped. But ever since then, she's been forgetting every little thing. Where she left the car, if she took her pills, even the alarm code. The only thing she can't forget is the woman. And the silent call she's receiving, or the feeling that someone's watching her. So this got a lot of praise. Yeah, Behind Closed Doors was really, really, really good. So I can't even imagine how good this book is, to be honest. That book was wild. I might reread it, actually. Love B.A. Paris. Alright, so another author that has a lot of published works. So I notice if an author has a lot of published works, they're probably a really good writer. Obviously, that makes sense. But there's some that, like, I don't really... So far, I haven't really fallen in love with, like Gillian Flynn, who wrote like Sharp Objects and Dark Places. Her books like depress me. Like, I understand she's a good writer, but like I don't want to be depressed. This is called The Silent Wife by Karen Slaughter. So she has a lot of books, so I'm assuming she's a great writer. And yeah, so it's exciting to read books from a new author, because then I can get hooked on that author, you know, and then know which ones I like. So yeah. Also, this was only like $7, and look how like sturdy this book is. Half Price Books is life. I also picked up this book called... This is a psychology book, so I love psychology. Here's the bookmarks I got. Dream more, complain less, listen more, believe in yourself, God already does. I wanted the initial ones, like with the initials, but there was no G. So I'll have to settle for these. They're fine though. Gotta get this sticker off. So Alice Miller is one of my favorite psychologists. She's actually kind of, like, the psychology world kind of, I guess, excludes her, because she probably makes the most sense. So this is called The Drama of the Gifted Child, and I've already read it one time, but I want to own it because it's like one of the best books I've ever read. Yeah, she's also wrote a lot of different books that are really, really, really profound, in my opinion. Just very straight to the point, not really like fluff like Freud and, you know, Jung and all those people. Yeah. So it's a book that patients prescribe, and that makes sense because it's just very readable, and I don't know. Interesting that she was kind of excluded from the psychology world. And the last book is from the same author that wrote Refuse to Make Yourself Miserable, Albert Ellis. So this is his first book. It's a guide to rational living. I did read this pretty thoroughly, and it was kind of helpful. Yeah, so it has over 1,500,000 copies sold, and I don't know, he basically goes into rational emotive behavioral therapy, which is different than CBT and all the others. So I just want to take notes and like be really you know, in the zone when I read these books, because these are not like an easy read. They're like a basically an educational read, but you know, interesting to me. So that's pretty much all the books I have. I've already started a few. I've got some reviews coming. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Love you guys so much. Bye.